Like our vibe is very different from the norm of Falmouth, or really most of England.
How did the audience react to that? Because they were kind of used to other styles, so how did they accept you guys?
Well, that's something that we always kind of liked, was that, so our style originally was called Confusion, which is kind of like confusing and then like kind of fusion, but kind of a con. Like it was, which we thought was pretty funny. Until we realized it was not marketable. And like you really can't explain that to a venue and they're like, okay, I don't have.
And then they're actually confused.
They're like, okay, next. So we ended up changing it to theatrical fusion, which I think is a better term, a little bit less funny, but kind of like funk and jazz and rock with a really heavy musical theater element, which is very much not what Falmouth knows. Like Falmouth is a very rock heavy, rock centric, everything's rock. There's very few jazz bands. I can name probably 4, and they're awesome. But
4 out of how many would you say? Like just to put it in perspective.
There's hundreds of bands in Falmouth. You know, university bands, local ones, jam bands, brass. You know, huge orchestras. Like there's all sorts of stuff going on. So yeah, it's a very small community of jazz stuff. And even within our band, we were like, yes, we have the rock element, but the theater and the jazz, I think, were the most prevalent, and then later the funk really came in. And so we really, the goal of the band, for the most part, was to kind of bring some fresh taste to Falmouth, kind of give something that wasn't really heard before and kind of distinct. And that was really good for marketing, because it was like, ooh, like this is new. But also, it was really challenging at first to kind of convince people to like it. You know, like I think I said it in some interview, I can't remember, but I really liked it. But it was basically like, we love the initial hesitation of the audience. We love the idea of like, you could literally see the first song that the audience is like, they like it, but they're like, I don't really know what this is. And then within like the second song, or even halfway through the first, you kind of see the audience slowly like organically relax and like start swaying with the music, kind of be like, you know what, I don't really care, I don't know what this is, but I like it. And we love, like, that was my favorite thing.
Wow.
Seeing people kind of throw away their conceptions, like you know, it didn't matter what you thought of the band, like it didn't matter what you heard, what you thought you knew about us. The second we started playing, you're like, wait, what is happening? But yeah, initially it was kind of slow. People were not really so sure of us, and we were still trying to figure out our quirks and our kinks. But then as we progressed, we were doing like support acts. We were like support bands, or backing bands, not backing bands, but we'd be like the first act before like the big one that everyone knows, the headliners, and that was really good. Until we wanted to do something like solo. We wanted to be the headliners. The reason people came. But we were like, we don't know if people are ready yet.
Right. And you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. And I think it was our third or fourth show that we were the support band for this rock band that we really liked. And I remember it was pretty packed. It was a really good show. We go on first, we kill it, have a great time, audience loves it. We get off stage, there's like 10-minute intermission between the two bands. We come back and like 90% of the audience is gone.
Wow.
And we were like, what happened? And initially we were like, did we play that and we drew people away? But drove people away, sorry. But then afterwards we were like, wait, no. It was that like most of the people who came to the show came to see us and then left because they didn't.
Wow. No way.
Which I felt pretty bad for the other band.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they're my favorite band by far. Like I love all of Falmouth's bands, but This band, dude, Retro, they're called Retro. You gotta check them out. They are my favorite by far. Like, they are so fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're like indie rock, more low key vibe. I love it. Love it. Anyways, I was like, you guys are done for like leaving out. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But it was that moment that we're like, oh, people like understand us now. Like, people like this. People
They come for you specifically. Wow.
And then the next show we did was our first headliner, and then after that it kind of exploded. So
wow,
that's kind of the way people sort of take it, I think.
But now you're here. I mean, it kind of seems like you were building your life there and all your career. And tell me more about that, because that's kind of fascinating.
Sure.
How that happens.
A little bit of a diversion of the storyline, basically. And I come back for Hanukkah. Back to Israel, back to Falmouth. And in the airport, like normal, going through passport control, about to stamp my passport, and as he's putting it down, he's like, "Shnia," and I was like,
"Uh-oh."
And he's like, basically, I'll say this. He's like, "Do you know they're trying to talk to you?" I'm like, "Who is they?" Like, that's so cryptic. Like, who is they?
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's the military," and I'm like, "Oh,
there we go."
Oh no. Now, I forgot to mention this. When I went to university, this is before October 7th.
Yeah.
I moved to England in September, and so around a month after I started my courses, October 7th happened. I was in a class doing ballet when my phone started ringing with the red alerts, and I was like, okay, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it kept going. I was like, this is like way too long.
Yeah.
So I took a second, took my phone, went outside, instantly started seeing all these things on Twitter, all of the videos of tagged in with crazy, and so immediately called my family and everything. So October 7th happened, and immediately I'm in shock, and instantly I'm like, I want to go home. Like, I want to go be with my people, be with my family, which, thank the Lord, all of them were safe. But it's like, I can't, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. This is the worst attack on Israel of all time.
Yeah.
I need to be there. And I called my family and I was like, I really feel like I should go back. And they're like, look, Noah, God has a plan for you. Pray about it. If you really feel that you should come back, we support you. Obviously, you can come. But also, you put all this money into university. You just started this.
Yeah.
Just pray about it and listen to what God says. And I was like, okay. Prayed about it. And as much as I really wanted to return, I did feel like God was telling me to stay. I was like, okay. I don't know why, but okay. Then I would go on 2 years. So, go back to 2 years after, on Hanukkah. Get this guy who's saying, they want to talk to the military. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's great. He was like, you have to go to the office and you have to talk to them. I was like, oh, okay. So I get in the car. Jacob picked me up, my brother. I was like, dude, you will not believe what just happened. He's like, what? And on the drive, I'm just thinking, I might have to draft. I might have to drop out of school. This is crazy. But I'm not, scared or sad about it.
Okay.
Jacob's in the car and he's like, dude, you look, fine. Why are you fine? This is crazy.
He was freaking out more than you were.
He's like, this is crazy. Your whole life is going to be turned around. Could be turned around. I was like, yeah, but that's okay. It's fine. And I really do believe it was, God's supernatural, calming.
Okay.
He takes care of people. And I think it was really, listen, he's been through a bit. I'm going to put my hand on him and kind of guide him through this and let him be okay. So I talked to my family, get back home, explain the situation, and they're like, all right, what do we do? And I was like, okay, I think what I should do, I'll go to the office with all the forms that I have that say I'm living abroad, I'm in university, I have an apartment, I have a bank account, I have all this stuff, and try to not get out of the military, but just say, I have less than a year left of my studies. Let me finish, and then I'll draft. So I go to the office, I got all my papers, I'm pretty nervous. I go in and sent me to the top floor. I start explaining my situation, and basically they say, not only can you not defer your draft, you have to do your show your whole drafting process now. And I was like, that's not how I thought that would go. Like, that's crazy. And so I'm like, what the heck do I do? So I go up to a different office, the same building, different floor.
Yeah.
And they're like, go talk to them. So I go talk to them, and I try to explain it, and they're like, whoa. And there's this really nice lady, like just one of the soldiers there who works there processing. She's like, that's a crazy situation. I'm gonna help you. She ends up helping me start the deferral request. Even they said I wasn't allowed to. She's like, we're gonna start one. We're gonna send all these files. We're gonna try. But for now, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna try to push back your draft process thing, all these tests and stuff, until 1 week, so you have time to process, time to prepare for it. Generally speaking, this is something you think about and prepare for months. Not like you practice for it, but it's just to think about it, to process. So I do all the process. I get to leave the building, and on January 1st, New Year's Day, and I do my draft process, and then I go back to that office, the lady, and she says, listen, good news. Now that you finished your draft process, you are allowed to go back for 3 months. You have to draft. We're still waiting for your deferral request as possible. But at least the draft you got is for May, so you can go back and finish at least your second year of university.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Thanks to God. So I gotta go back, because I was thinking, like, I won't have the chance to get my stuff. I won't have the chance to say goodbye to my friends.
Right.
Anything. I really thought I was going to draft within that week, within the next few days. So it was, again, another miracle, God's help and that lady, to get me, go back.
Yeah.
And initially, I don't tell anyone, because I'm like, first of all, these days being Israeli, in a foreign context is maybe not the best for...
Right,
for
it can
safety.
be challenging for sure.
Yeah, I had experienced things before for being Israeli, not even being in the IDF, let alone now saying you're going to be in the IDF.
Right.
A little bit different. So I was initially like, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm going to tell just my closest friends. So I told my band, I told one of my closest, like my best friend at the time, and another really close friend, and that was it. And obviously, my friend, my family. And after about a month of being back, I found out, no, you are going to have to draft. And then chaos ensued. Yeah.
And how did your friends react, those that you shared it with before you shared it with others?
The close friends?
Yeah, the close friends, your band.
Yeah. Well, the band was very supportive.
Yeah.
They're some of my closest friends. And they initially were just like, oh my God, like we just, we love you, we're praying for you. Even they're none of them are religious, but they're like, we're really, sending you prayers and whatnot, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
They were very supportive. Obviously, kind of shocked and mixed emotions. We'd had long conversations about the whole conflict and Israel-Palestine and me being Israeli and all of that. And so that was like definitely a thing they were thinking about.
Sure.
So that was kind of them. And then my other friends were very supportive of not supportive of me joining the military, but supportive of me, because that's just a crazy thing to happen to somebody. And they were like, listen, we're going to be there for you, with you throughout this. We hope you get the deferral, obviously, but whatever happens, we're with you. So they were very, very supportive. Not everybody, though.
I see. I was already waiting for that moment. But
not everyone was.
And how do you handle that, like the criticism or the reactions, negative reactions?
Well, there was friends initially that I told. So basically, those people, that close group of friends, they were the only ones who knew until the moment that I found out that I actually had a draft. And then I was thinking of, how do I tell so many people that I know, the fans of the band, friends, colleagues, whatever. I was like, how do we do this? And I decided that I would make a video. Maybe not the best idea.
Looking back.
Yeah. But I made a video that kind of explained why I was leaving the band, because we had to end the band, you know, without me, who writes the songs and, you know, is the lead of the band, does all the marketing and stuff. We were like, we just can't continue. And also, I told them, I was like, look, you guys should continue without me. Like, I support you. And they're like, no, like, there's no Razz and the Rose without the Rose. So they're like, you know, out of respect for you and out of respect for what we did together, we're gonna end it. But we one final show. It was like this big headliner that I'd been planning with them for months. It was fully sold out. We had merch. It was like this huge anniversary shows. It was awesome.
Where was that?
This was at Shin's, the place where we met. So,
where you started out, or
Wow. We never played there. Like we met each other playing at the jam night, but we never performed there as a band. And so we were like, this would be awesome. Like,
it would have been quite the way to end it, you know?
A year after we started, like, oh, that would be great. And we didn't advertise it as the end, but in the video, I explained the whole situation. I explained, I'm drafting the IDF. I know it's going to be very hard for people. I'm very open about talking about it. I want to talk about it with people. And then, as this little marketer that I am, I say at the end, you know, we have this one last show. You should come see it, support us. Now, the issue with that is that I think I underestimated the reach my Instagram had, because I was like famous. Like, we're not like, like the Razz. Like, people know us throughout Cornwall and Falmouth mainly, but like, it's not like we're like, you know, Oasis. Like, I don't have like thousands of followers on Instagram. So I'm like, it's my friends, it's people who know me through music, whatever. No, apparently not. There was a lot of people that saw it that were like activists in the Falmouth scene that saw the video and were horrified by it because they were pro-Palestinian supporters. And they were like, so basically somebody took it, screenshotted my video, put it on her story. Basically, she posts that, and then she reposts it to like all of these different chats and channels.
No way.
Instagram. And so I go to bed after, and initially the video has like hundreds of comments, just people really being supportive. All my friends saying like, we're gonna miss you. You know, people from around the world that I know. Is really, really sweet. I wake up the next morning to like hundreds of these comments that are spamming Palestinian flags, which initially that was it. And so, and also people in protest doing Israeli flags, and it explodes, and hundreds of comments start flooding in, and I get personal DMs of people saying that they are going to kill me, that they hope I burn in hell.
Wow.
Get videos of like people burning Israeli flags with my face in the background, like all this stuff.
It got that far.
Oh yeah.
That escalated. Wow.
Got death threats, got, you know, personal like harassment, all of this stuff. So it blew up. All of these comments, getting these crazy things. And then slowly watching my friends delete their nice comments because they're worried about this hate going to them. Which is understandable. And then we're like, oh dude, this is getting problematic. It was nuts. It was nuts in terms of just everything kind of collapsed. The band collapsed.
I was asking a few questions that wow, this is not what I expected.